Alright guys, so I'm going to jump right into it this time. I know the last video I did, it was kind of long, and when it comes to relationships, it can be a long topic, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm not really going to talk a whole lot about anything I did this week, although I did some fun things. So, first off, talking a little bit more about relationships and like couples rather than people that are single. And so one of the first things that I want to talk about is communication. And communication is one of the most important parts of being in a relationship. And if you have poor communication or no communication at all, there will not be a very good relationship. So, things about communication. You have to talk to each other just about things you do throughout the week. You know, you have to talk to each other about your feelings, your emotions, even though people don't like to talk about their emotions. If you ever want a relationship to work, you got to talk about that stuff, which is something that I definitely have to work on sometimes. Even with friendships and other stuff, you know, there has to be that communication and that you're willing to be open and talk about certain things. Another big part of communication is when you guys are talking to each other, you have to not assume things. Assuming is probably one of the biggest problems, I'd say, in communication when it comes to relationships, because people assume that you're lying, they assume that your intentions are different than what your intentions actually are, and so assuming can be very dangerous, and it can cause a lot of fights, and it can just cause a lot of problems. So when you are talking to each other, always remember to ask questions and actually try to understand the other person's point of view and what they're trying to get across to you. Because if you just assume what they mean rather than asking them what they mean, or taking their words for what they mean, like, because we can sometimes listen to somebody and they'll say something and that's literally what they mean. They don't, there's no like hidden meaning behind what they say, yet we assume that there is, and it, you know, and then people get mad at each other because they assumed rather than just taking them for their word. And that does involve some trust, and trust is definitely something that is necessary as well. So just remember, talk to each other and don't assume things. And thirdly, another important thing is do the little things. To make any relationship good or enjoyable, you have to do little things for each other. And you know, like guys, get some flowers, take her on a date, tell her she's beautiful, stuff like that. And girls, you know, just tell your guy that you appreciate him, and maybe just give him a little card or a note or something. You know, be creative. You can come up with lots of ways to do little things to tell each other that you're appreciated, and that's what a lot of people want, is just to know that they're appreciated. And so just do those little things so that you guys know that you're cared for. I know, like I've said before, relationships can be a very long topic, and this is more geared towards couples and, you know, people that aren't married or people that are married. And I did think about doing something a little bit more towards actual married couples, so if that is something that you guys think I should do, I will do. If not, I'll just come up with something else for next week. So I'd like to hear your thoughts about that and whether or not you think I should do that. And as always, if you guys like this, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. I would really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and don't lose your ambition for the mission.